How's it going, guys? Animesh here. Today we are back with another video to help you increase your athletic performance. And today we are taking a workout out of my jump training program. You don't really need any equipments for this workout at all. All you're really going to need is a knee-high platform for you to perform box jumps, and that's about it. This workout is a staple whenever I'm starting out with an athlete. This is really just a beginner level workout that you can start doing if you're looking to improve your vertical jump for sports like basketball, football, volleyball, or any sport that requires you to have explosive lower body strength. So the vertical jump or jumps in general are a really good example of the triphasic nature of a dynamic movement. Any dynamic physical movement is going to have three phases that the muscles go through. There's the initial eccentric or the loading phase when the muscles go through a stretching phase and load energy, which can later be transferred and used to produce force when you're exploding into a jump or into the movement. Then there's the amortization or the isometric phase, which is the transfer between the force absorption and the force production phase. Then there's the final concentric phase, or the phase when you actually produce force and your muscles contract and you're able to explode into a jump. 90% of what a lot of people do is just focused on the concentric phase, and that is just 1/3 of the whole story. So a really good tip for you guys would be to not just focus on concentric phase, but actually really focus on all of these three phases individually and in various combinations to really optimize your results. 6 to 8 week training block of jump training usually begins with the eccentric phase. We spend about a week or two in this phase, then we move on to the amortization or the isometric phase, and finally we move on to the concentric phase and put the whole thing together. So our jump training workout always starts off with training the lower limb. We focus on the calf muscles, anterior calf muscles, the foot ankle complex, because this is the first thing that is going to come in contact with the ground, and this is the first thing that is going to react to that contact. So it is really important to train that extension reflex that we all have in our bodies to really optimize your jumps. So we usually start off with a combination of low impact exercises like pogo hops on the spot, conventional calf raises in a deep squat position. Before we move on to the box jumps or the jump training portion of the workout, what I like to do is I put the athlete in an isometric hold. So we'll do stuff like squat holds or wall sit holds. Being in an isometric position really fires up the muscles and helps to create a good mind-muscle connection, because there's rate coding happening, and because you're in that isometric position, a lot of muscle fibers are being recruited. This has a really great potentiation effect when you later go on to doing box jumps, and you can really get the most out of those box jumps. Since we start off with the eccentric or the loading phase for the first 2 weeks, this is the part when we are learning to absorb forces. We start off with drop jump landings. This is a really good workout. This is a really good drill to learn how to land properly, to learn how to absorb forces. Really just setting a foundation for later on when we begin to produce force and focus on exploding up into jumps. After we are done with the landings, we now move on to doing box jumps. Box jumps are a really great introductory drill. This is a really great opportunity to teach the athlete the proper mechanics of jumping. 90% of the time, a lot of athletes don't really know what to do with their hands and how the hands can be used in a supportive manner to support the box jumps or to support the vertical jump. So this is really just a good phase of the training block to train the athlete what to do with their hands, how to perform correct mechanics, what to do with their knees, make sure that the knees are not caving in, make sure that the feet are not caving in on the takeoff. And all of this quality work can be done against really low impact, because the box jumps takes out the eccentric part or the landing part of the jump, takes away all of that impact of landing on the ground from a height. We slowly start to put in different variations of box jumps. We always start off with the double leg bilateral box jumps. This is always going to be very individualistic depending on where the athlete is at, how proficient the athlete is, what sort of training exposure they have had before starting off the program or how they're progressing in the program. Depending on all of these factors, you can slowly start incorporating these different variations, always starting off with the bilateral variation, taking off with 2 feet, landing on 2 feet. If you're feeling good with that, if you're at a good point with that, you can move on to a variation like double leg takeoff, single leg landing, or single leg takeoff, double leg landing, and then finally to single leg takeoff and single leg landing. After we're done with the plyometrics and the box jumps, we move on to either, again depending on where the athlete is at, either a single leg variation or a double leg variation of squats. And since we're in the eccentric phase in the program right now, what we do is we try to slow down the tempo of the eccentric phase with this drill as well. The squats again are a great time to incorporate the correct mechanics of jumping, making sure that the knees are not caving in, slowing down the tempo of the eccentric movement, and really focusing on and emphasizing on laying a foundation of solid strength. Alright guys, so that was like a quick run through of a plyometric bodyweight workout that we do to focus on increasing that explosive lower body power, at least getting started off with it. This workout is a great workout for you if you're a basketball athlete or you just really want to focus on developing overall lower body explosiveness or improve your vertical jumps. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Give this workout a try. Let me know how it works out for you. I'm going to be back with the second and the third phase of this workout, or what you can progress to when you're in this training block. And that's it for this video. See you guys next time.